You were told Vikings believed death was a reward, that Valhalla waited like a prize. The truth was colder. Most were never chosen at all. And what watched you die wasn't there to save you. The moment you died, the Vikings believed something watched you. Not angels, not demons, but forces older than both. Your breath left your body, and the world you knew did not simply fade, it split. Your body stayed behind, cold, heavy, already claimed by the earth. But the rest of you began a journey, and it did not lead where most people think. Today, Valhalla dominates everything people imagine about Viking death. A golden hall, endless feasting, warriors preparing for the final battle. But this idea hides a darker, more complicated truth. Because most Vikings never went there. The first thing that mattered was how you died. Not who you were, not what you believed, but the final moment of your life. A blade in battle changed everything. Disease, old age, or an accident closed other doors entirely. Death itself was a test, and it decided where you were allowed to go. If you fell in combat, the old stories say the Valkyries came. They were not gentle. They were not beautiful guides in shining armor. They were selectors, cold, silent, unemotional. They walked across battlefields slick with blood and chose only a few. Not the bravest, not always the strongest, just the ones fate had marked. Those chosen did not all go to the same place. Half were taken to Valhalla, Odin's Hall of the Slain. The other half were claimed by Freya and brought to Folkvanger, a realm just as honored, but rarely spoken of today. Already, the myth cracks. Valhalla was not paradise. It was a barracks. Every morning the dead rose and fought each other until bones shattered and blood soaked the ground. Every evening they were healed, resurrected, and fed. This cycle repeated forever, not for glory, not for pleasure, for Ragnarok. They were being trained as weapons. Odin did not gather warriors out of kindness. He gathered them because he knew he would lose the final war without them. If you were not chosen, the path turned colder. Most people went to hell. Not hell. Hell. It was not a place of fire or punishment. It was a shadowed realm ruled by the goddess Hel, whose body was said to be half alive and half dead. Her world was quiet, cold, heavy with stillness. Those who died of sickness, age, or misfortune ended up there. Farmers, mothers, children, even kings. And no one escaped. Hell was not evil, but it was final. There were no feasts, no glory. Just existence without warmth or purpose. This is the part modern stories erase. The Vikings did not believe death rewarded everyone. They believed death revealed what you were always meant to be. But even this was not the end. Before your soul could reach any realm, your body had to be handled correctly. If it wasn't, something went wrong. Burial was not about honor. It was about control. A poorly buried corpse could rise again, not as a ghost, not as a memory, but as a draugr. The draugr was a walking corpse, swollen, blackened, superhumanly strong. It guarded its grave and hated the living. The Vikings feared this more than death itself, so graves were weighted with stones, bodies were pinned, heads were sometimes removed, all to keep the dead from returning. Cremation served the same purpose. Fire destroyed the body and released the soul, but it also erased the chance of something coming back wrong. Smoke carried essence upward. Ashes sealed the rest. But cremation was not cheap. Burial was not simple. Your funeral told the world who you were, and more importantly, what power you might still hold. Weapons were buried with warriors, not as symbols, as tools. The Vikings believed you needed your gear after death. A sword without a warrior was useless. A warrior without a sword was helpless. Jewelry, food, animals, even slaves were sometimes sent with the dead. Life continued beyond the grave, and no one wanted to arrive unprepared. But something else lingered: your fylgja. This was not exactly a soul. It was a personal spirit, an echo of your nature. Some believed it appeared as an animal, others as a woman. It followed you in life and could survive you in death. If your death was violent or wrong, the fylgja could remain behind, watching, whispering, haunting bloodlines. This is why family mattered so much. Death did not end responsibility. It spread it. Then there were the Norns. They did not judge you after death. They decided everything before you were born. Your fate was woven long before your funeral. The manner of your death, the realm you entered, even whether the Valkyries noticed you at all. The Vikings did not believe they earned the afterlife. They endured it. And yet, something darker waited at the edge of all realms. Ragnarok. No matter where you went, Valhalla, Folkvanger, or Hell, the world itself was doomed. The gods would die. The monsters would win. Fire and ice would consume everything. Valhalla was not an escape from this. It was preparation for it. The dead knew they would march again. And they knew they would fall. Again. That knowledge changed how Vikings lived. They did not chase immortality. They chased reputation. Your name was what survived longest. Songs outlived bones. Memory outlived gods. This is why insults were dangerous. Why honor feuds turned deadly. Why cowardice was worse than death. Because once you were forgotten, there was nothing left. No heaven waited to remember you. No judgment promised redemption. Only silence. And as Christianity slowly crept into the north, this terrified people more than it comforted them. A single heaven for everyone felt wrong. A single hell felt dishonest. The old system was brutal, but it made sense to them. Death was not fair. It was precise. So what really happened after you died as a Viking? Your body decayed or burned. Your name either lived or vanished. Your soul went where it was always meant to go. And the world moved one step closer to its end. No light tunnel, no final reward. Only fate fulfilled. And somewhere, unseen, Odin counted the dead. Not to save them, but to spend them.